I'm originally from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I've been working and living in Porto Alegre in Brazil's deep south. So Porto Alegre has become very known precisely because of its World Social Forum, which took place in 3 editions, 2001, 2002 and 2003. And precisely that's one of the first big movements about globalization in South America. And therefore we've been working precisely on this whole interaction of a local action, social movements and global problems. Some of them could be related to the emergence of neoliberalism, a new wave of global capitalism, which has been taking many different regions in Latin America. And of course, the greatest challenge for most Brazilians today is precisely that we have so many socio-economic inequalities. Brazil is a huge country, about the same size as the United States of America, with half of its population, and yet we have tremendous inequalities among rich and poor people. I was very impressed with this conference. It's been a wonderful conference. We had very good, interesting discussions about so many different topics relating to critical theory and social political philosophy, political theory. For instance, we had many debates relating to the first generation of so-called Frankfurt School, which was more explicitly taking sides with a Marxist-oriented critique of capitalism, and the second and third generations, whose major representatives are Habermas and Axel Honneth, and in which we are more towards liberal democratic models, constitutional democracies, and therefore people are no longer resorting to socialist programs, but they have a more democratic approach to some of these very problems that are still present today. So I would say that it's only now, very recently, that some people started going back to the first generation approach to Marxism and to this critique of capitalism. So in this conference we also had many interesting discussions about critical theory and French post-structuralist thought. For instance, Foucault was a name that was present in many discussions, not to mention more recent people like Rancière, Badiou, and even Zizek. And it's also very interesting to see how critical theory has been dealing with different contexts. For instance, Africa and Latin America, even Asia. So for the topic of the conference, global conflicts and local action, it was very appropriate to have this critical theoretical approach to social theory.